Today's video is about explaining the metabolism log assignment in terms of how do you go ahead and get foods in here that are not on the drop-down menu. So you get to add foods to count up how many calories you're eating per day, and you want to add the food in. And so you look down, and maybe you had a Sprite for lunch, and you look down here, and you notice by the time you get down to S that there's no Sprite. Okay, SPA, SPI, and we're already on to Q. So there's no Sprite in here. So you can certainly take something like soda or Coke if it's on here, and I think one of those is on here. I'm not going to take the time to look for it, but you can add things to this list. So let's talk about how you do that. You just move these menus out of the way. At the bottom of your spreadsheet, you may not know this, but there are different actual pages for these worksheets. One's the calorie counter, and that's where you are here. The other is the food table. Okay, that's where all of the choices come from this food table. So you can actually edit this food table and add in things that you want. So again, you can see it's the same list I was just showing you. And again, there's no Sprite down here. Why we go from spinach to squash, no Sprite. So I could actually enter it right here, but I'm just going to do it at the bottom. You don't necessarily have to have things in alphabetical order, although you can. But what you want to do is there is a Sprite because I added it earlier, but I'm going to take that out a minute and show you how to add that back in. Because I was playing around with it. That wasn't actually here before I started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to learn how to go ahead and insert or delete rows. So for a second, I'm going to delete a row because I'm going to delete row 594 because I had just inserted that previous to starting this video. So 594 is out. So what you want to do is you can't add it down here. For some reason, when I try to add number 639 at the bottom, it won't go in. Even though I can see it up top here, it's not actually responding. Even if I hit enter, it's not responding there. So I think that's because this is a defined field. So you have to do it within the words that are already here. So let's just add it at the bottom. So I click on one of the places, right, kind of where I want to put the Sprite, and I want to put Sprite in a row right below this. So in order to do that, I have to insert a row. So go to insert, row, insert one row below where I'm already at. So I'm at yogurt with non-fat milk, and I'm going to insert the row right below that. Now that I have a space here within my table, I can add a number. I'm going to add 639 because there's already 638. I could go and change all the numbers if I want to, but I'm just going to add 639. I don't think that really matters. So 639, I then click on the description, which is the second column here. I'm going to write Sprite. Okay, I'm going to then add on the column and write that it's a drink. And the last part here is you have to add the calories. Now, the way this chart works, it's calories per ounce. So don't put in the total calories of the item, but you have to figure out how many it is per ounce. So let's go over here. I already pulled up Sprite, and I can see that the nutrition label for Sprite, here it is. One can that's 12 ounces is 140 calories, and I can see that most of those calories are from added sugars, which are part of my carbohydrates. Okay, so I go back to my sheet here, and I'm not going to put 140 here, but I have to put 140 divided by 12. And so 140 divided by 12, let's just make this quick and easy so I have to do all the math. Let's say it's roughly 10 calories. You can actually use a calculator and figure that out so you get an exact number. Okay? And now it's in here. Sprite is now a choice. I'm going to go back to my worksheet. And so the worksheet, again, is the calorie counter. Okay? And I now want to look at my pull-down menu. It's not going to be in alphabetical order because I did not put it in S's. And I showed you in S's before it wasn't there because it wasn't. So there is no Sprite here, but all the way at the bottom, right under yogurt, with non-fat milk, I've got Sprite. So I can add Sprite in. It's a carbohydrate. I could, if it was a protein or a lipid, I would change that, and then I would add how many ounces. So I know I had 12 ounces, and because I put a value of 10, it's going to come in at 120. Okay, and so 120 is a little off because I didn't do the proper calculation of 140 divided by 12, although I could have, just trying to save a little time in the video. But in any case, I was now able to add Sprite. So you can add any food you want just go to the food table tab and add your food. And you can really add it wherever you want. I could easily have picked this spot and again gone to insert rows, insert a row below, and I could put it there. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to delete row 566. I also could have hit the back button there, the undo button. All right, so I hope that was helpful. I hope that makes this a little bit more rewarding for you to be able to put the foods in that you're actually eating if you can't find them on the drop-down menu. Thanks.